Hi everyone, and welcome to Pilates on the Water. I'm Steph, and this is my little dog Lammy, who usually joins us for our sessions. And we're out here on quite a breezy, cool October day. And in today's session, I would like to cover some important exercises for runners. Now, don't worry if you're not a runner, it will still apply to you. But perhaps, like me, you enjoy running and you like to stay fit and healthy so that you can run regularly. Or perhaps you just admire those lovely athletic runners' bodies. Now, we often wonder how some of these athletic bodies remain that way, but of course if you are a competitive runner you will need to train quite significantly on the muscles that you use for running and also those muscles that support the joints. Now, the muscles I'm referring to, of course, are first of all our feet, because we push off with the feet and land on the feet. The calf muscles, very important for pushing off, so they need to be strong and also support the foot and ankle on landing. The knees, now often runners get a lot of jip about their knees, but of course if you can, keep your quads nice and strong and healthy, your inner thighs, your adductors, as well as your abductors, the outer thighs, in balance, then hopefully your knee should be nicely protected and also remain stable when you're running. Now, the other areas we often cover in Pilates are our core muscles around the center of the body. These are also very important if you are a runner or looking to have that lovely runner's body with the flat abs and shapely legs and arms. And our core muscles support the running action. So we're talking about hip stability as well now. Making sure not just our tummy muscles, but the side waist muscles and of course the back are all nice and strong to support any kind of sideways movement during the running action. And we need good posture when you're running as well. So now for the drive of the running action, we'll need to have nice strong delts, nice strong shoulder muscles, as well as the tricep muscle as well, because you're driving forward. So if you're looking to improve your time, then it's important to train those areas as well. Now, I don't want to go on too much about running because this is for everybody, this video, but we are going to include some of the training exercises that as a runner you might use to enhance your running training. But these also happen to be excellent exercises for those of you that perhaps would like a little bit more of a runner's body. So come along with me. We're actually going to start down on the mat first of all. So you don't need any equipment. Just come down carefully onto the mat and then we'll make a start. So come down into a seated position first of all, sitting on the top of the sit bones, but you can relax back a little bit onto your hands. So just have those hands loosely behind you, a little micro bend at the elbow, and we're just lifting that chest up. So you should feel quite comfortable in this position. Focusing on the feet and legs to begin with, I'm just going to make sure that my feet are relaxed to start with, and then I'm going to engage the leg muscles and flex the foot back towards me. So the toe is pointing directly up towards the ceiling, and then give it a good point and stretch that toe a little bit away from you. Same on the other side, just a simple flex. At the same time, we're bracing or contracting the muscles of the legs. You're starting to work these quads just above the knee, and then point. Other side, flex and point. Now we're going to use the breathing, exhale as you contract the muscle here. So a nice breath out as you flex your foot, and staying nice and tall as you point. One more there, flex and point. Now just using those leg muscles a little more, we're still leaning back on the hands, but now we need a little bit more help from the core. So just tightening those tummy muscles all around the waist, all the way around, and lifting the pelvic floor, and we're going to lift that leg to hover it just above the floor. Flex again, you can breathe out and point and lower. Other side, lift, flex and point and lower. And again, lift. Keep that leg nice and straight as you breathe out into your heel. And lower, one more there. Lift, push into that heel and point and lower. Well done. Now you might notice your hip flexors working a little bit there as well. So just hold on to those knees, draw them in towards you, and just start to draw the chest a little bit nearer to the knees. So we're bringing the body forward into that vertical position. See if you can now use the help of the hands against the legs to draw yourself a little taller. So I'm pushing the chest out, lengthening the neck, reaching up towards the ceiling, and then sending those shoulders back. Just watch the arms aren't too straight there. So you've got a little bend at the elbow. And now we're sitting up nice and tall. So you're really, really, really straight. Let's straighten out one leg. Mind out, Lemmy. Push it away, flex and point and stay tall. So you're not allowing that body to move back. Come out the way, Lamb. It's a good girl. And again, stretch and flex and point and bring it back. Now also staying really tall and upright. Let's let go with the hands now. We're using the core and sending those legs out and give them a good flex. Well done. Now take an inward breath and just lengthen up a little taller if you can. As you exhale, we're scooping in with the belly button towards the small of the back and just allowing the back to flex as you reach towards those toes. And inhale, restack. We'll do that a couple more times. Exhale, scoop and reach. Inhale, restack. Nice and tall. And one more. Scoop and reach. And inhale to restack. Well done. Now we're going to make a little bit of a bend in the knee, just very, very softly bent. You can bring the knees and feet together now, and we're remaining tall on the top of the sit bones. Bring the fingertips now just behind the ears and open those elbows towards the back. Try not to allow the elbows to slide to the front, but keep that chest wide and flattening out the shoulder blades. A little oblique twist to the side. Inhale, center. Just a simple twist. You should feel this on the opposite side of your waist. A couple of little outward breaths there, but keep the knees and the feet lovely and still in the center as you go. One more each way. And again. Well done. Now, we're going to find a little half roll back position from here. So just scooping in with the belly and just coming a little bit behind the vertical, and you can just feel those tummy muscles switching on a little bit more now to hold us into this half roll back position. And there should be a gentle C-shaped curve through your tummy. I can feel the legs working as well. They're just holding their position here, and then reaching the arms up into make an A frame. As you exhale, slice the hands down to the outside of the mat. Inhale, center and reach. Exhale, slicing to the opposite side. See if you can touch your fingertips just to the outside of the mat. You should feel that we're working the oblique muscles, the side waist muscles, and they are very important for the stabilization of the pelvis. During running, we need nice, strong oblique muscles through the waist as well. And again. Well done. One more each way. Last time. And I can feel those thigh muscles. And then we'll restack, drawing up tall, and release that down. And just straightening out those legs. Now just lengthening the arms out in front of your chest now. Let's be careful we're not rounding the shoulders here, so keep those shoulder blades retracted. A little bit of softness in the elbow there. And we're going to just open and sweep one arm towards the back. Keep everything else nice and still, and you can turn your head to look down your arm to the ends of your fingers. Inhale back to center. Exhale to sweep it back. Inhale, center. Now I can feel those hip flexors just at the top of the thighs working hard to keep me sitting upright. And we do need strong hip flexors, particularly if you want to do any kind of long distance running. You'll notice those hip flexors need to be strong. And center. Open the arms wide now, reaching out to the side. This time we're going to sweep the arm all the way across towards the other side and open. Exhale to close. Inhale and open. Inhale and inhale. One more each way. Inhale and all the way across. Inhale, well done. Palms down, keep pressing those shoulders down, a little tilt. Now as you tilt the body, try and keep the hips glued to the mat. So we've got a nice straight line all the way across the arm, fingertip to fingertip, but hips and pelvis are staying level on the mat, using the waist muscles to bring you back to center. And tilt. We'll use an exhalation. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale. And again. One more. Well done. Make a fist and strongman arms. So we're going to really brace those arm muscles. Open. And then drawing the fist towards your shoulders. Keep the elbows nice and still there, remaining straight out. And bend, squeezing those biceps. Two more. And one more. A wide sweep of the arms, circle it round. All the way up, back and around. Nice deep breath. Two more. And one more. Well done. Let's give those hip flexors a little break now by drawing the body over. And just give those legs a little shake out. And restack. Well done. Now make sure you've got a little bit of room behind you. I'm just going to slide forward slightly on the mat. And we're going to place the hands just behind the hips now. Keep that chest out and open and shoulders back. Drawing the elbows towards the back of the room, we're getting ready now to do a half roll back onto the elbows. I'm going to keep the feet flexed for the moment. On the next exhalation, squeezing those tummy muscles and gently rolling down onto the elbows. Now we're using the tummy to make that move. We want the elbow to be directly underneath the shoulders there. And we're just going to practice sitting up and down. Inhale, lengthen the neck. Exhale, using the tummy muscles to sit right back up. Exhale, rolling back onto the elbows. And we're just working those abs a little bit deeper. Inhale. Press those shoulders back, elbows down. And again. And inhale. Now we're just going to do some little half ones. So a tiny pulse, just enough to lift the elbow and lower. Lift and lower. Squeeze the tummy. A little puff out. 4 more. 4. Keep the feet flexed. 3. And 2. And 1. Well done. and point your toes. Now we're going to cycle the leg this time. So slide the foot in towards you. So you're cycling one leg, reaching that leg up towards the ceiling, flex your foot and slowly down. Again, we're using those tummy muscles to make this reverse bicycle just on one leg. 2 more on that side. Now be careful that we're not sinking down into the shoulders or down onto those elbows. At any time you should feel that you could just lift those elbows a little bit away from the mat. Let's go to the other side. Slide it in, point and stretch. Flex it down, nice and straight. In and reach, flex and lower. Focus on these tummy muscles now. They're supporting you. We're working all of the running muscles and the tummy muscles all at the same time. And stretch and down. Well done. Now, engaging your pelvic floor, we'll float one leg into our tabletop position. We've got a great view of tabletop from here, making sure your knee is directly above your hip, lower leg level with the floor, and the foot is stretched, not relaxed. So we're reaching into the tip of that toe. See if you can use your tummy muscles now. Keep that pelvic floor lifted and float your second leg into your tabletop. Now you can just simply practice coming in and out of your tabletop if you want to, going down and up. Alternatively, if you haven't got any injuries and your pelvic floor is in good order, we can do some double taps now. So stay nice and long through the back of the neck. Keep the angle behind the knee the same at 90. We're just going to do a little tabletop tap and exhale as you lift. A little tabletop tap, both legs, exhale it up. And we'll call this level 2. So if you're not practicing just coming up and down to tabletop, practicing your level 2 double tabletop taps. And for our level 3, should you wish to accept the challenge, we've got an extension exactly as you had earlier. Flex and slowly floating those legs down towards the mat, sliding them in. Stretch, flex the feet, exhale as you lower. Inhale up. Nice and slow down. Well done. And I'm just reminding myself to sit tall, try not to sink into the shoulders. Can we do one more? And exhale down. We're ready for a stretch. Slide your fingers towards your feet, curling all the way up and over, and a lovely long stretch over those legs. Lovely deep breath into the back of the rib cage. And exhale and slowly uncurl. Well done. Now we've worked the front of the body quite hard there, so next move we're going to work the back of the body. The important driving muscles are hamstrings and our glutes, and also strengthening the back, and we'll work the arms to boot. So we'll do that all at the same time. We're going to come down into a lying position. Now you can roll down with me or just find your own way down onto the mat. I'm going to reach forward back into my stretch. Inhale, and as I breathe out, using those tummy muscles, just slowly curling down onto the mat. Now once you come down onto the mat, bring your feet in a little bit closer to the body. They still need to be hip width apart, so there might be 2 or 3 fingers width between your knees and your feet. They're quite close in. We're getting ready for shoulder bridge next, and then just bring your arms down by your side. Now inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, we're going to unpeel from the mat, 1 vertebra at a time. So breathing out, draw down with your rib cage and your belly towards the mat to contract the abdominals. Make that lovely scoop again as you squeeze your glutes now to lift the tailbone, and then the lower
middle, back, and all the way up until you're resting on your shoulders. Now we need to be on the shoulders next with flat arms, and that includes the wrists and outstretched fingers. Alright, we've got the arms underneath the body and we're pressing back and down with both shoulders and the backs of the arms. Give the glutes a nice squeeze. We're working on posture here, so it's important that we lengthen those arms. Don't let the wrists lift or the arms flip out to the side. We're going to work the glutes a little bit more. Now if you want to, you can opt out of the next exercise and just do a little squeeze or two through the glute and then lower back down onto your mat and then come up again. Otherwise we're going to perform some hip hitches. So we're going to scoop in and just come 3/4 of the way down, but not all the way down, and then straight back up. And again, just lower but not quite, and up. Breathe out as you squeeze those hips a little bit higher and really drawing in with the glute muscles. Those butt muscles are working hard. If you've opted out, you're just doing a little squeeze or two and then re-peeling all the way back down to release and then coming back up when you're ready. We'll just do 2 more hip hitches, down almost to the bottom, exhale up, 1 more. Now for the next level, you can either repeat with both legs down on the ground, or see if you can find your balance and stretch out one leg. Keep those hips nice and level with the floor. We're pressing down with the backs of the arms. Same thing, little hip hitch, knees are level, and exhale. Hip hitch, and push. 1 more on that side, and push. Switch feet, down and up. Two more. And this is an excellent exercise for runners. Bring the feet back under. Now we're going to keep the height of those hips, so just squeeze the glutes up, but we're going to bring the feet in a little bit closer, knees in a little bit closer, and close the gap between the legs now. Take your arms slightly wider, so they're just a bit wider than the mat. Press down with those shoulders, open the knees out to the side, and then give them a good squeeze in together. We need 8 of these, and push. 6 more. Open and squeeze. Open and squeeze. And squeeze. Keep lifting that tail each time, and you should feel the inner thighs, the adductors, as well as our abductors, working really hard as well. Squeeze those knees and slowly re-peel all the way back down to the mat. Well done. Now next we need to make sure those abs are fully engaged and drawing down towards the floor. So we're flattening the torso and squeezing in all the way around the waist. We are not vacuuming the stomach and lifting the rib cage when we engage the abs. We're including the lower part of the rib cage as we brace the muscles 360 all the way around the waist and back towards the center. We're going to lift the pelvic floor as well, very important, as we work from our tabletop position. Staying long through the back of the neck, float one leg into your tabletop position. Using the tummy muscles and lifting the pelvic floor, we've got catch position with the fingers, and then float your second leg up. I'm going to do a little movement called dead bug, and a little bit of coordination, but great for those runners' bodies. As you exhale, move one leg and the opposite arm out, away from the center of the body. So we're reaching away from the center, but the other leg and the other arm have not moved. as you breathe in, bring it back to the start position. Let's go to the opposite side, reaching out and away from the center, keeping those tummies engaged, and then returning back to your central position. Now we've got to be careful that the back doesn't begin to lift or arch away from the center. Keep those tummy muscles engaged. If you feel your back lifting, then just try taking the leg and the arm a little bit higher, like this, rather than too low if your tummy muscles are not quite ready. Exhale, away. Hold your ground with your tabletop leg, and one more each way. Last time. Well done. And then we'll lower one leg back to the mat, followed by that second leg. And then just take a nice deep relaxation breath. Now we're still going to be working the tummy muscles, but now we've got another runner's exercise coming into a plank position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Lammy to move onto her mat. Come over here, Lamb. There's your mat. There's good go. Sit there. So we're going to work from a plank position, just opening the fingers, give them a nice stretch, and we're on all fours to begin with the wrists directly underneath the shoulders, and leaving your hips in the same position. We'll just step out with one leg. Find your balance, and then I'm going to step out with the second leg. We've got some different levels for running legs next. Stepping under the body, stepping out. Stepping under the body, stepping out. Exhale, squeeze the tummy, and out. And squeeze, and out. And again, and out. And stepping under, and out. Now this time we're going to jump the legs. So we're going to jump, out, out. Nice and slow to start with. There's your level 2. And if you need to take a break, just come back onto all fours and relax for a moment. For level 3, we're going to go for it. So nice quick feet, in and out, exhale, 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 all the way in, all the way out. 2 more, and rest. Lower those knees. Now we'll just give the hands a little break, so sit back, shake them out. Nice deep breath, and we're back ready in our plank position. This time we're going to do a hip hitch in this prone position. So just lifting the hips and then lowering them back into your plank position. A little squeeze up as you breathe out, back to your plank position. Squeeze and plank, and squeeze and find your plank. 2 more, and plank. 1 more, and plank. A little bit faster. Can we go faster still? Up and down. Just gently moving those hips and holding everything stable across the shoulders. 2 more. 1 more. And release. Well done. Sit back and give those hands a nice shake. Now we're coming onto our all fours again and just finding that all square position. We need the arms to be nice and strong, and we need to be able to remain stable with the rest of the body when we're making a movement. Lift your pelvic floor and tighten your tummy muscles. I'm going to just lift one hand without shifting my weight across to the opposite side, and then reach it forward as far as I can. Drive it back into a row and reach. A row and reach. Again, lengthen. Row it back, get that elbow back. Reach. One more. Reach. Switch sides. And you should be able to feel this row and reach all the way across the opposite abdominals. We're holding everything square using those lovely stable core muscles. Row and reach. And again. Two more. Row back and extend. Well done. Now stepping out with just one leg, and just place the toe down so that it's nice and long and and stretched your foot, and then lengthening the opposite arm. Up comes the leg, keeping everything square and level, and hold, stable, square, and lower it down. Well done. We're trying not to shift our weight or lose the stability of those hips. So keep your all four square table shape. And again, slide it out. Just resting the top of the toes on your mat. We're trying to avoid that shift of weight. Let's stretch and lengthen. Hold and breathe. And lower. Very nice. Well done. And then sitting back, last time, we'll open those knees and slide the fingers away for a lovely child's pose stretch. If you open the knees, the chest can come down towards the mat. We'll give those shoulders a nice stretch and lengthen those fingers. A deep breath into the back of the rib cage and exhale out. Well done. Now bring yourself onto your tummy next. And we're going to just place the feet so they are hip width apart or slightly wider. We need to be able to squeeze the glutes and use our back muscles. Lower your forehead towards the mat and just stretching out with the back of the neck there, reaching behind you. See if you can touch your thighs with your fingers and send those shoulders down. As you lengthen the back of the neck, squeeze the glutes and stretch those toes away. Palms uppermost, press those arms, keeping them close in, up towards the ceiling. Now we're going to open the fingers and do some little twists using our Pilates 100 breathing. Twisting quite quickly, out 2, 3, 4, 5, breathing out, and again breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, in 2, 3, 4, 5, twist 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5, and you should be able to feel those triceps as you twist. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, in 2, 3, 4, 5, last set. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, in 2, 3, 4 and 5. Make a fist. Slide those fists underneath your armpit. Elbows are close in, elbows facing the ceiling. Exhale, extend. Inhale, the fist moves under. Keep the elbows still as you extend and under. Exhale, extend. We need those triceps nice and strong for the drive part of our running stride. And again. Exhale. And 2 more. And 1 more. Well done. Now extending the arms out, give them a lovely stretch out across the floor in front of you. We're just floating the head just above the floor, and stretching into the fingertips and into the toes. Lengthen the back of the neck as your head and your shoulders float just above the floor. Now we're going to stretch the arms and the legs out to the side into a lovely wide star shape. And then reach, lengthen, breathe out, breathe in. Narrow and wide. Breathe out, breathe in. We're floating just above the floor. And in and out. And one more. Breathe out, breathe in, and bring it back to center. Well done. Another child's pose, just to stretch out and lengthen the back and the glutes, and reach into the crown of the head, and then release. Well done. Now we're going to find a side plank position. So coming onto your elbow this time, place your elbow directly underneath your shoulder. Now for our side plank, we can start off with just a level 1 if you want to, by bringing the knees and the feet so that they are bent and stacked. And then we're using the underside of the body to push down into the elbow and lift the hips away from the floor. So just lifting the hip away from the floor. See if you can keep your knees the same length though. Just watch that top knee doesn't shrink back towards you for that level 1 little side plank. If you want to, reach the arm straight up towards the ceiling or tuck the fingers just behind the ears there. Little hip hitch from this position, exhaling up. For level 2, step out with that top leg and bring it back towards the back edge of your mat. So you're kind of resting on the inside edge of your foot there. It's the same move though. A little hip hitch down and exhale up. And we're going to see how many of those we can do with that outward breath, going down to the mat and back up. For your level 3, step out so your feet are stacked. And we've got a little hip hitch down, exhale and push up. Hip hitch, exhale. And again, exhale, hip hitch. And one more. Well done. And then lower your little side plank there. Bring your bottom knee now to the front edge of the mat. So you've got a nice right angle through the knee and through the hip. And just staying in that elbow position, placing your hand on your hip or behind the head or reaching up towards the ceiling. Keep the back leg nice and straight with that foot flexed. Lift and lower from this position. Exhale, push. Exhale. We're squeezing these side waist muscles and lengthening up away from the mat. 3 and 2 and 1. Well done. Now we're going to come into a lying position. Leave your leg where it is and just come a little bit lower so your head is resting on your hand. We've got the same position with the body, so the hips are still stacked, but you can rest your fingers just in front of the body there. Now this time, point your toes. We're going to reach that leg up, down and over in front of the mat, up and down behind the mat. We've got a rainbow leg, a rainbow shape you're drawing with the tip of your toe as you move up to the front, up to the back, wide arc. Now don't come too far in front of your mat. It's just to the front of the mat, and do make sure you're touching down behind your mat as well for that rainbow leg. And one more. Well done. And then place that leg back down. Now we're going to come up to seated from here. So leave your bottom knee where it is. Bend your top knee towards the back and come straight up into your Z sit or mermaid sit.
sending the sit bones down towards the mat, and we're getting ready to reach across to the side. So start off nice and tall in the centre. So you can place the fingertips just to the ankle of that back leg if you want to, just to draw yourself up to centre. We'll inhale and lengthen that arm nice and straight, and a little bit across to the side without twisting forward in front of the body. So straight arm, staying tall, and slide the hand out. So you're coming down onto the elbow. The straighter the arm, the better. So feel the difference between that little curled arm and the lengthened arm. You can feel it all the way down the side of your body if you really stretch the arm to the ends of those fingers. Let's go again. And reach. Lengthening away. Keeping those hips as still, as central, and as low as you can. Really feel that lovely stretch through the waist. And one more. Well done. Now we're going to switch legs. So where your front knee is, you're going to place your top knee and slide out your bottom leg down towards the back edge of the mat. Coming back into your lying position, and we've got the top knee down just to anchor the body there as we work the inner thighs. Now it's very important, particularly if you're a runner, that we strengthen these inner thighs or adductor muscles. Very important for the health of our knees and hips, hip and knee stability, that they are nice and strong. Often neglected area. And exhaling to make those little presses up towards the ceiling. I've got the toe pointed at the moment, but now I'm going to flex the foot and then do some little pulses up. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Keeping your legs in that position then, come onto your shoulder, place your head down, and bring those fingertips straight out in front of your chest. We'll inhale and reach the arm all the way up towards the ceiling and lengthen towards the back of the room. Now I've still got the knee in the front touching down on the mat. The arm that's stretching towards the back of the room is not up here above my head, but it's down here just below shoulder height. So I've got a full reach across the torso there. The top hip should not have moved towards the back, hopefully because we've anchored the knee down onto the floor, and it's a lovely stretch. Really reach through the fingers and see if you can open up across the pec muscle, and you should be able to see the ends of your fingers there. And on the next outward breath, slowly all the way back. Well done. Now we're going to switch ends of the mat. So coming across carefully to the other end of your mat. And we're actually going to start, before we do the other side of the body, we're going to work the back of the body again, those hamstrings and glutes, as well as the postural muscles. So coming onto your hands behind you, a little micro bend in the elbow there. I'm going to start off with a small hip hitch into a reverse plank. Exhaling as I squeeze the glutes to lift the tail towards the ceiling. Now don't tip your head back, just keep that nice and long, and then slowly lower. And again, hitch. 2 more. And 1 more. Well done. Now I've just warmed the body up a little bit there, and I'm going to change the hand position now. So bringing the fingers so they're facing forwards this time. Again, little micro bend through the elbows, squeeze those elbows, lift the chest, and then coming up into your reverse plank position.
Can we hold that position and just lift one leg? Feel the glute and the hamstring on the other or supporting leg, and lower. And lift. And lower. I'm going to flex the feet now. And again. And again. Well done. A little squeeze. And lower it down. Take a small stretch. So reach it forward towards those toes. And we're coming back one last time. So fingers are facing the front. The elbows are narrow. Chest is out. Find your balance and then lift. A half tricep dip. So a little lower and squeeze. A little dip and a bend of the elbow and squeeze. A small little bend of those elbows as you dip the hip. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze and lower it down. Very well done. Give that a nice stretch out and come up. So now we're ready for our side plank on this side. So coming into your plank position on your elbow. Now it might be that you want to do your hip hitches with your level 1, both knees and feet down, your level 2 with your top leg extended, or your level 3 with the feet stacked. So choosing whichever level you're going to work at for your side plank position, and then coming into your plank. Here come those little hip hitches. So lowering the hips, almost touching, exhale, squeeze. And again, exhale, push. Hip hitch, squeeze it up. Can we do 4 more? Squeeze and reach. 3, squeeze it up. 2, and 1. And my feet are sliding down the mat and then all the way down. Well done. So for our next move, we're staying up on the elbow, but moving that bottom leg out in front. 90 degrees through the knee and 90 degrees through the hip as well. And just bring yourself up if you've sunk down into your shoulder. Flex the top foot and rest it down onto the mat. Keep the hips stacked so this top hip doesn't sneak off towards the back there. And we're going to just do a little lift and lower. Exhale. We're squeezing these abductors now. Very important muscles for stabilizing the hips and the knees. They do need to be strong. And again, exhale. 4, 3, you can reach if you want to, 2, and 1 more. Well done. And then coming down and placing your head on your hand. We're ready for that rainbow leg. Point your toe now and keep those hips nicely stacked, but you can rest your fingertips just in front of you. We're lifting the leg and just coming in front of the mat, just in front of the mat, not all the way out in front of you. Lift the leg and make sure you touch down behind your mat. It's a big stretch. Inhale up, exhale to reach. Inhale up. And again, you can feel those abductor muscles working. Keep reaching, keep lengthening away from your center, all the way to the very tip of your toes. And again, reach and stretch. While keeping the shoulders as still as we can, squeezing the waist muscles. Some nice deep breaths. 1 more each way. Last one.
Sorry, lamb. And return the foot back down to the mat. Well done. So we're getting ready for mermaid now. Leave your bottom leg where it is. Fold your top leg back behind you into your Z sit position. And then see if we can work those sit bones down towards the mat. You can hold on to the ankle just to draw you into the upright position. Get those shoulders down. We want the hips to stay glued to the mat as we do this. Try not to let your butt lift away when you work to the side. Imagine you've got a plate of glass in front of you and one behind, and we can only move directly to the side. We can't twist the body across or forward. So we'll start off with that lengthening arm, straight up, and then slightly to the side, but we're pushing down into the mat with the opposite hip, staying tall through the waist, and slide out, lengthening to the ends of those fingers. Get that arm as straight as you can, and up, and reach first. Stretch the fingers away from your feet each time. And up and out. Thanks for your help, lamb. And up. And one last time. And then coming up. Well done. Now I need to come back down to the mat for the adductor lifts. So just coming down onto your elbow. Excuse me, Lammy. I'm going to switch feet. Off you go. Good girl. So the top knee is now on the mat and that bottom knee has moved towards the back. And we've got the foot pointed to start with, and this top knee is glued down to the mat. Exhale and squeeze the inner thigh towards the ceiling as you lift that leg. Inhale to lower. Keep pressing that inner thigh. Well done. Now I'm going to flex the foot. Keep it lifted. Little pulses up. So as you press up towards the ceiling, you're reaching into your heel. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 8 again. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Well done. Lower that back leg back down to the mat. Keep your front knee glued to the floor now. We're going to lower the shoulder and the head. And then bring the fingertips so they're matching in length. The arms are straight out from your chest. Inhale and lengthen the arm up. Remember, be careful the arm doesn't come here above your head, but it stays just below shoulder height as you reach towards the back. Lengthen away, turn your head, look down your arms, see your fingers, give them a little wriggle. Can you stretch those fingers a little more? Now we're not moving the hip, we're not moving the knee away from the floor, just lengthening, lengthening, lengthening to the ends of those fingers. You should feel a stretch across the pec and under the armpit and down those arm muscles, all connected to the wrists and the fingers. On the next exhalation, bring the arm slowly back. And that's a lovely stretch for the back as well. So now we're going to finish with a little snow angel. As Lammy's at that end, I'm going to switch ends. Good girl. Now we're lengthening in our lying position, stretching down into the tips of your toes and reaching away into the crown of the head. I'm going to rotate the palms so they're facing the ceiling and really open up the back of the hand out across the floor. You should be able to feel the floor under your thumbs as well, and find the floor under both shoulders and the backs of your arms, stretching those fingers. Tightening your tummy muscles and lifting your pelvic floor. On the next exhalation,
open the arms and the legs wide out to the side, as far as you can reach. And then inhale, just bring them back to center. We're floating and slightly hovering the arms and legs, reaching as wide as you can into a wide star shape. Hopefully you haven't got grass or dogs in the way, as I have at the moment. Reaching out, stretch, squeezing those glutes, and in last time. Lengthen out, stretch, shoulders back, and slide it back in. And release. Well done. And then just take a nice deep relaxation breath before you return back into seated position.
Well done. I hope you enjoyed those running type exercises, and I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me for this series of Pilates on the water. Look out for some of our other videos and also some of our relaxations, and I'll look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thanks for joining me.